Riley, what does it feel like to make 10K a month as a digital nomad? So I thought I would make this video to share the truth, specifically my truth, because the cool thing is if you're a young 20 something and you're watching YouTube right now and you have been thinking, gosh, darn, I just want to make 10K a month online. That would be so sick. Like, oh my God, that would fucking unlock my life. That would be the most amazing thing ever. What's cool is that was literally me. And so now I'm on the other side 10 years later. So today I'm going to answer these questions. So what does it feel like to actually make 10K a month? Am I happy with making that amount? Does it feel like it's enough? And what is the difference of making 5K a month to 10K a month in my actual day-to-day life? And now that I'm here, what is my next income goal? What is my mindset moving forward? Also, I'm gonna say what I believe to be the fastest way to hit 10K a month profit as a beginner from scratch. Plus, I'm gonna share with you my #1 secret life hack that's gonna help you get to 10K a month much sooner than I did. In fact, I'm gonna show you in this video the exact roadmap that I would recommend you follow if you're a younger version of myself. And I'm gonna tell you the #1 mistake to avoid that prevents people from hitting 10K a month, in my opinion. So before I get into it, let's do the quick context. And so it was 2014. I was recently out of college and I was doing door-to-door sales. I did 4 summers all during college, door-to-door. And then after college, I did 2 years year-round door-to-door. And at that time, I got into the 4-hour work week and I had the literal fucking poster on my wall, target income 4-hour work week. And it said $5,000 a month. That's how much I wanted. In fact, at the time I was living in a 1-bedroom studio apartment for $950 a month with 1 other person. So I was sleeping on the couch for a year at that time. I can't even tell you how determined I was to make money online. It was like non-negotiable. Like, I'm fucking making money online. And so I had 5K a month up on the board, and I see that is kind of like level 1. With 5K a month, you can like survive, you can get by. That can be like full-time online income. Now in the US, that's gonna be like minimum to live, but I knew I was going to Thailand soon. And so if you're living abroad, you can have more breathing room with 5K a month. And so I was doing door to door, and I remember this day, actually, I was pulling up to my neighborhood and I was in my car, and I remember I just didn't want to get out of my car. I was just done. I just hit that burnout point. Like, I'm done with this. I can't knock on one more fucking door. And so through the 4-hour work week, Tim Ferriss's podcast and all that, I discovered like Thailand and like Chiang Mai and e-commerce and Shopify and drop shipping, and then discovered this guy on YouTube. His name is Johnny FD, and he's talking about, hey, I'm in Chiang Mai. I'm in my co-working space here, and this is, I run my drop shipping store. I'm like, okay, I don't know anything about that shit, but I want that. I'm gonna do that. And so I bought his course. It was $500. And I remember I was so broke at the time somehow that we had to do, it was me and my best friend Parker, we were roommates at the time. We had to do the 3 payments of $200 option. And so the course was called Dropship Lifestyle, and they announced they were doing a retreat in Thailand coming up. And so we're like, perfect. We're fucking going to that retreat. And so we saved up as much as I could. I saved up like $8,000, and I was like, all right, that's gonna give me enough to live for like 6 months in Thailand. And went to the conference. This is October 2014. Ended up pivoting from high ticket drop shipping to Amazon FBA, and basically the rest is history. I had my own Amazon FBA products at first for the first few years, and then a few years later I started my Amazon agency, and that's how I got to the 10K a month level. All right, so now I'll get into the 3 main differences. If you were to ask me what's the difference between making 5K a month and 10K a month. All right, so the #1 obvious is rent. So you're gonna be living in a nicer place. So when I was making 5K a month, I was living in like $600 to $800 a month, just rooms, condos in Thailand, in Bangkok or Chiang Mai. And now that I make 10K a month, I pay 3K a month for this nice condo here in Bangkok. It's got this office here plus 2 bedrooms, and that's actually a little more than I should be paying, but for a couple of reasons I ended up with this place. But normally the rule of thumb is you don't want to spend more than 25% of your income on rent. Number 2 thing is food. So when you make 10K a month, it's like basically I don't have to look at the food price on the menu. I don't have to think twice about getting the nicest steak. I don't have to think twice about getting extra avocado, about getting extra chicken, about getting a smoothie on the side, about, ordering grab food and getting whatever the fuck I want. It's like the little things day to day, you just don't really have to think twice or worry about that, which is really nice. And that's what it feels like. That's what it looks like. But of course, like anything, you get used to it after a while. But that is one of the nice things. It's kind of just like eat whatever you want. And the number 3 thing is savings. So now that you make 10K a month, you can put more into savings. And here's a little tip that I wish I knew sooner. So have an actual savings system. For example, there's different apps that can do this. And so I recommend setting up this app. 10% of what you make gets put in a bucket or savings account or whatever that you can't touch, because as a non-employee, as your own boss, we don't have traditional like savings accounts or retirement accounts and stuff that corporate employees do. But on the savings note, one of the funny things about being an entrepreneur is that we always want to invest our money in the next thing. Like as an ideas person, there's always like the next idea, the next product, the next service, the next person you want to hire. We're always about taking a swing for the fences for the next thing. And that's basically what I've been doing for the past 10 years, putting all my money, all my profits back into my business, either another business, another product, another service, or whatever it may be. And so looking back, hindsight 2020, what I would say is I wish I had that automatic savings set up, right? Because as an entrepreneur, we always, let's put this money into this next thing. We got this going, we got that going. And so good to have that balance of long-term investing / savings and short-term / medium-term swings. All right, Riley, that's all cool. What does it actually feel like making 10K a month, bro? I mean, in short answer, it doesn't really feel that different day to day in terms of mood / happiness. You see, happiness comes from creating. It comes from the people in your life. It comes from feeling productive. It comes from making that next step, hitting that next milestone. It comes from momentum. It comes from loving what you're doing. It comes from getting positive feedback from your customers and clients. It comes from winning games. You know what I'm saying? So does it feel like enough? And what is my income goal? So here's the thing about growing your income. As your income grows, so do your expenses. So in short, of course, it's not enough. No one starts a business to make 10K a month. We start our own business. We pursue entrepreneurship. We take the path less traveled to get rich, meaning let's call that making $1 million a year. So Riley, now that you're here, what is your next income goal and what's your mindset moving forward? Well, I think any entrepreneurial mindset or professional is to just get to that next level. And so that's what I'm thinking of. So right now my eyes are focused on making 20K a month. And currently how that feels when I think about 20K a month, which I've had in my mind for years now, is it releases that dopamine. It's really exciting to me. Like now I dream about 20K a month. Oh, what would that look like? Oh, that 20K a month would be so sick. Like that's the big exciting thing. It's like once you get to one income level, it's just like you just start getting excited by the next one that's above you. And I guess if you were to ask me, what do I actually dream about when I think of 20K a month? And I guess it would mean I would have a little bit nicer condo, food. How can you really eat more food? So I think 10K a month, you can pretty much eat whatever you want. I think food is covered, / be able to get organic grass-fed steaks. And I order from this app called Paleo Robbie, by the way, in Bangkok. Shout out. It's like the Whole Foods of Bangkok, of Thailand. It's fucking sick. I grass-fed everything and all that shit. And so 20K a month, now that I think about it, what does that mean? Maybe I'm going to spend 4 or 5K a month on a condo, a little bit nicer, a little bit bigger. I don't know. Sometimes I think, does that even make sense? Is that even justified? Probably a lot of people are going to think, bro, why are you spending 3K a month in Thailand? That's valid. But, everything is relative to how much you make and what you value. On that note, I think as a digital nomad / online business person, you're going to be working from home a lot. And so my thinking was I really wanted to get a place that had a dedicated office, and so that's actually why I ended up with this place. It was one of the only places that had 2 bedrooms plus a dedicated office. This is the office that I'm in right now, in this area. So I was like, all right, I'll spend a little bit more. I'll spend $3K on rent instead of $2K in order to have my ideal place. I mean, that was my thinking. But everyone has different values. What you invest your money in, what you spend your money in is up to you. There's no right answer. But at the end of the day, here's my mindset. We are not playing ball to hit singles. We are not in the game to win division titles. We are in the game to win championships. That's the entrepreneurial spirit. Get rich or fucking die trying. Maybe it was growing up listening to that CD that got it ingrained in my head and all of our heads, but no, it wasn't that CD. This is the society we live in. It's a money-based society, capitalist society. Money is everything. Money makes the world go round, for better or for worse. So the goal I have in mind, it's like make $1 million a year. That's the number I have in my mind. Like call it 100K a month. And I know multiple nomads who make 100K a month. What does nomad mean? What is that? People who have online businesses that I've met in Thailand. And so the cool thing about being in online business, it's relatively easy to scale a business, versus a, physical in-person brick and mortar business. Once you find something that works, you can just scale it. And so that's the whole allure of getting into the internet space, right? We're all in it to chase these online millions. That's what it is at the end of the day. And I'm still on the same journey that all you motherfuckers are. Whether you're in the beginning of your make money online journey or you've already had your first exit and made millions, we all really want the same goal. I mean, as an entrepreneur, it's all about getting to that first exit. And so in my mind, I have not had my first exit. And so depending how you look at it, I'm still on like level 1. Actually, let's go back to the whiteboard here. So 5K a month, that's level 1. And then I think 10K a month is level 2. And then really, I think level 3 is your first exit. And let's call that 100K, plus exit. If you sold your e-commerce store for 100K, something that is a big chunk exit in the entrepreneurial space, that's really what it's all about. Once you have your first exit, it's like, all right, cool. Now I have this big chunk of change and I can go on to the next thing. But as I'm going to tell you in a second, when you're building a business, you want it to be a business that you can actually sell for a big payday exit. Then from there, I would say level 4 is millionaire status. That might mean like making $1 million a year cash flow or just selling a company that is for 7 figures plus. All right, Riley, sounds good, but what is the life hack that will actually help me, bro? Tell me some actionable tips that will actually help me. All right, my life hack is this. All you need to do is follow someone on YouTube who has done exactly what you're trying to do, who is already there, and just copy exactly what they did. What I mean is follow someone who is sharing their exact blueprint. Then it all comes down to execution. No need to figure stuff out yourself or wonder what to do. It's literally just execution. Sounds good, Riley. So you said that you had an exact path that you recommend. Tell us about that. All right, so here it is. Step 1 is you are going to start in sales. This could be door-to-door sales. It could be corporate sales. It could be text sales, cold calling. It could be remote sales / high ticket closing. This is important because sales is just communication. Communication skills are the pillar of a successful career in business. So grind in sales for 2 to 5 years. If you're interested in getting started in remote sales, I have a free ebook on how to get started. And I also have a coaching program. Step 2, when you're ready, start your digital marketing agency. You should start this on the side while you're doing sales. Just choose a niche / service that is uptrending and that you have some interest in. For example, what comes to mind right now, personally, is AI and TikTok Shop. And step 3 is going to be follow an expert slash coach who teaches how to grow a digital marketing agency to 100K a month step by step. Now, I'm going to show you the guy right now that I am following. I found him 6 months ago. It's been a game changer for me. And honestly, I wish I found this guy a lot sooner. So he's already reached my goal, exited an agency for 7 figures. And his name is Matthew Larson, 1000X Leads on YouTube. Just follow his first video on his channel that he posted. It was about 6 months ago. That video blew up. It's called How I Grew My Digital Marketing Agency to 900K a month in 12 months. And he outlines his entire business, so you can just copy it, all of his funnels and everything. And of course he has a mastermind on the back end, but join that if you want, but everything is out there on YouTube. And so I'm copying his whole digital marketing funnel. I'm basically upgrading my current digital marketing agency and revitalizing it and just implementing everything that he did. One of the big parts of that is making the agency more sellable, because as I said, the whole goal is to get to your first exit. So I plan to do the same thing he did, have your agency be acquired for 7 figures. All right, so that is your roadmap to making 10K a month, in my opinion. In fact, if you're wondering, can you make 10K a month just doing sales as a freelancer slash remote closer? The answer is yes. In fact, I think that's actually the fastest way to actually hit 10K a month is as a remote sales freelancer. And the reason is this, it's because you don't need a business at all. You don't need a website, you don't need a team, you don't need lead gen funnels. All you need is a couple of clients that you are closing for, and there's many guys out there making 10K a month because it's pure commission. You have no expenses. You're just freelancing. And so if you're watching this and you have sales experience, you are in the perfect situation to offer your skills that you have right now as a freelancer. And then when you're ready, you're gonna take those skills and start your digital marketing agency, and that's how you make $1 million. But you can make great money just as a sales freelancer. All right, dope, Riley, sounds good. What is the #1 mistake that you said to avoid? I think the #1 mistake when I look back personally is not doing step 3 that I already said. So when I started my agency 6 years ago, I wasn't following one specific person. I was kind of like learning a thing here and learning a thing there and really kind of just building it out how I thought it should be from the jump. And looking back, that is absolutely not necessary these days. It's actually the stupidest thing because literally everything is already out there on YouTube. And there are plenty of people who have already been successful who would love to help you be successful too. Some YouTubers have it all for free on YouTube. Others may have courses or masterminds. It doesn't matter. Free on YouTube or get their course, doesn't freaking matter. In fact, I actually recommend that you do pay for their course because that's gonna make sure you put skin in the game and get coaching slash mentoring from them if you can, for obvious reasons. You see, the thing is, in the online game, there's so many different strategies. There's so many ways, paths up the mountain, and everything works. But if you're following this guy and this method and that method, it's just information overload. And so I recommend just picking one guy, join his course or his mastermind or whatever, follow that specific business model where every little piece of it is mapped out, there's no guesswork, and then it just comes down to execution. To summarize, there is no reason at all to go alone in your make money online journey. There's nothing that you should have to figure out yourself. And there's plenty of coaches and experts out there who would love to help you. And if you don't have the money yet to get a course or mastermind or coaching, that's fine. Just follow their free YouTube videos until you can. There's probably plenty of information on their YouTube channel to start building your business. Speaking of free YouTube videos, if you're interested in starting in remote sales, I have a video right here that is my step-by-step process to get started in remote sales, whether you have sales experience or you're a complete newbie, including my secret tools that will save you lots of time getting started. So click right here if you're interested. Also, if you found this video helpful, a like would be dope. Or if you have a question, I'll try to get to questions in the comments. All right, cool. So if you're interested in starting in remote sales, click here to keep learning. on this video, and I'll see some of y'all over there. I gotta go. Peace.